Hello, good morning, happy Sunday, and welcome to the Awakened Minds Academy live stream. So, today I would like to tell you a story, and I love telling stories. There's a little girl, she's 4 or 5, and she lives in an old, big, ramshackle house, and there is a garden wall around the garden of her house. And on the other side of the wall, there's a beautiful, shining new house with large glass sliding doors, and two little children live over there. And every now and then there is a birthday celebration or there is a celebration of a festival, and she can hear the sounds and see the lights of the firecrackers. So she climbs up a ladder and peeks across the wall, and she watches a family celebrating, the kids laughing and playing, and in her mind she goes like, wow, I wish I had that. That is one part of the story. Now this little girl would then be called down by her parents and admonished, don't spy, don't look over the wall. And she would go like, but why can't we have a nice house? Why can't we have celebrations and firecrackers and cakes and sweets? Why can't we have that? And I want to just pause here for a second, because I see this over and over again in children. You know, they walk into this beautiful house and they turn around and ask their mom or their dad, why can't we have a house like this? And children ask this question not because they want something out of envy or because, they are not grateful for what they have, but because a child still knows innately that he or she is worth all of the wealth in the world, all the love in the world, all the joy in the world, all the luxury in the world. For a child, that is natural that she should have that or he should have that. Then the parents go on to explain why you can't. We don't have any money. We're not here for this. You will always have what you need, is what her father told her. You will always have what you need. And this little girl grew up and she always had what she needed. In other words, she always had clothes to wear. She always had food to eat. She always had a roof over her head. The ramshackle house got renovated bit by bit from the inside. But there's another thing that was happening on the other side of the wall. There were also times of crying, of shouting, of violence, sounds of violence that came across that wall, to the point that her mother one day had to go over and talk to the adults on that side about how to treat children. So the other thing this little girl decided to believe was that wealth and luxury have hidden problems. There's always something wrong under the surface. Years go by. This little girl has lived an amazing life. She's a powerful creator. She has always had whatever she wanted because she believed that once she made a decision, she could have whatever she wanted. It would work out. And she often stepped out into the unknown and grew wings like that. I want to talk about the little belief, though, that she had internalized. Because now, at one point in her life, she wants to go beyond you have everything that you need. She wants to have more than she needs. She wants to build up financial security. She wants to own her own house. That was the other thing about that ramshackle house. That was her home for 30 years. She was raised with the idea that this is not our home and we may have to leave it at any point because it belonged to the organization that her parents had joined. The house that this little girl, when she grew up, designed, built, and created the abundance to do also doesn't belong to her. So now she's shifting a whole bunch of beliefs. First, that wealth is over a wall. It's not a part of my life. Second, there are hidden problems that are connected to wealth. Terrible things. It's not nice. Third, you always have what you want, but the place you live in does not belong to you. That means you don't have a security and a feeling of being truly safe. This little girl is turned into a mindset coach. And on her journey of shifting limiting beliefs, this one now surfaced. I just wanted to share this story as a part of my journey. Okay? Because I believe that some of you who are watching this can resonate with these beliefs. And these beliefs are hidden so deep, and they make up the way you go about building your life, designing your life. So in the workshop that is coming up next Saturday on the 7th of June, I'm going to help you understand how these beliefs are built. I'm also going to help you see how you can find and discover the purpose that you are meant to live in this world. You have come in this world for a purpose. You're not here to fit in. You're not here to please others. It doesn't matter how much you love these others. You're not here to live a life designed by other people. Not by your parents, not by your teachers, not by anybody outside of you. You get to design your own life. And then you get to shift those limiting beliefs that tell you it's not possible. And they show up on your path exactly at the time when they need to be shifted. Exactly at the time when, if you don't shift them, you go back and move back into safety, into that safety zone. You move back into safety, into what that little child in you feels to believe. So this little child is our emotional mind, our subconscious emotional mind. And the work that I told you to do last time in the mirror, where you connect to her and you start speaking to her and you ask her, what can I do for you? Every day, you listen to what she tells you. And once she starts feeling that she can trust you, that you are there for her, that you are her best friend, don't ask her to be your best friend, because that's putting the responsibility on her. But once she understands and has proof, because you're meeting her every day in the mirror, that you're there for her, her best friend, you have her back. And then you also tell her that you and her together, when you tap into infinite source, when you tap into God energy, and you ask for something, you will get the guidance through your intuition on what to do. You will get inspired ideas on what to do to get it, and that she can have whatever she wants. So I hope you're going to join me on Saturday and discover a little more about yourself. In fact, even if you have done this before, every time you do these exercises, every time you ask yourself, what do I really, really want? You come up with a different response. Because we are not programmed to ask ourselves, what do we want? We are programmed to do things that other people want from us. We are programmed to fit in. We are programmed to, well, we are programmed to live smaller lives than what we're actually able to. So I hope to see you soon, and I'll talk to you again. Have a beautiful, beautiful